I'm so really looking forward to Sir Winston Peters' treaty bill. Just like colonisation was fantastic for ancestral Māori nearly 200 years ago, all said and done, the current coalition government is also fantastic for all New Zealanders today. Call them whatever you like, the three amigos, the three musketeers, but our three coalition leaders are doing a superb job overall for the country and all Kiwis. But good things take time. Slowly, slowly, catchy monkey, as the saying goes. With high-flying businessman Chris Luxon, wise historical owl Winston Peters, and resolute, unprejudiced David Seymour, the country just couldn't ask for better government leaders at the moment. None of the other political parties come close, not even a close second place. However, one should never forget New Zealand's history, and while colonisation, albeit the greatest thing since sliced bread for ancestral Māori, colonisation may have taken the people of years gone by out of the Stone Age, but it will take many more years to take the Stone Age out of the people. Evolution is also very slow. Don't believe me? You want to unpack this? You want some robust evidence? Then watch a few snippets from yesterday's neurodiverse Stone Age chaos in Parliament, as follows. Thank you, Coalition Government of New Zealand. WhangāreiTim.
This government has betrayed iwi Māori. It has unleashed a wrecking ball through to iwi Māori. The Prime Minister has traded the mana of Te Riti. He's exposed our mokopuna to harm for a bill it doesn't even intend to support. He thinks so little of Te iwi Māori that he has unleashed an unprecedented attack on our mokopuna, which we are forced to defend. Be very clear who the attacker and who the defenders here are. And we will expose to the world the cruelty of this government. Our babies of 40 years ago are leaders today. They are smart, they are savvy, and that threatens those who thrive off a one world view. Governments in this House have crossed many, many lines. Tino rangatiratanga is not found in David Seymour's bill. Tino rangatiratanga is not found in Luxon's coalition agreement. Tino rangatiratanga is not found in that uncle. It's not found in New Zealand First. Tino rangatiratanga is not determined by the kāwanatanga. Tino rangatiratanga is in you. Tino rangatiratanga is in me. Tino rangatiratanga is in our mokopuna. That's where tino rangatiratanga is. And anyone that tries to silence our mokopuna in this House will see the wrath of Te Ao Māori. What the last 9 days has been about, whānau mā, is everybody who fights and wants to have the right to live with peace in aroha. You have the ability to register on the Māori roll. That is the only way we're ever going to clean up this paruwaru. That is the only way you're going to be able to assert and make sure this government and future governments never try to tinker or taper or totu with our tiriti.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker. Point of order, WhangāreiTim. There was no two legs to that question. There was only one leg to the question, which was, can he define what tino rangatiratanga means, given his government has introduced a bill to redefine tino rangatiratanga. There was no two legs in that question. So the question was clear, and he didn't address it, nor did he answer it.
Firstly, there was the question, could he define? The second was given. So he's responded to the second leg of the question. Sorry, I'm not being difficult. I'm just telling you what the rules are. I know that's challenging for some.
Can he define what tino rangatiratanga means?
Unqualified exercise over land and taonga.
Here, Right Honourable Winston Peters.
As the Prime Minister has been told that tino rangatiratanga means the chief's word is gospel, not every Tom, Dick, Rarere or Hone.
Very good. The point is made to another supplementary.
Prime Minister is respectfully welcomed at marae across all the country. So why couldn't he offer Māori the same respect when welcoming them to Parliament yesterday?
Well, as I said yesterday, many of the organisers were affiliated with that member's party, Te Pāti Māori. You can hold me to account in this Parliament many days in any given week. The way that we build a stronger relationship with Māori and the Crown is by focusing on things that matter most to Māori. And what matters most to them is how they lift their incomes, how they secure better housing, how they get timely quality access to healthcare, how they improve educational outcomes. And those are the things that matter to Māori and to non-Māori, and that's what this government is doing. And, you know, frankly, I haven't heard anything from that member talking about why only 12% of Māori students are at the standard they need to be at going into high school. that kind of matters.
Supplementary.
Supplementary, the Right Honourable Winston Peters.
Is the Prime Minister not astonished that umbrage is being taken to his not being out there yesterday when he was, like others, never invited to be part of it, unlike in any other Māori setting? No, Willie, I'm holding you to
Point of order.
Whoa, just a minute. We've got a point of order going on, so we'll all behave ourselves. Ricardo Mendes March.
Thank you. Looking at Speaker's rulings 1975 and 1976, which I think have been consistently broken by the Deputy Prime Minister, I just wanted to test and seek your guidance about the fact we've got a Deputy Prime Minister who keeps referring to the standards of this place, yet continues to ignore the very same rules that he claims to abide, specifically in this case, those two Speaker's rulings.
Yeah, look, I'm not sure that I've heard the actual Speaker's ruling that was being quoted.
1975
and
1975 and 1976. I can read them out loud.
Sorry, what is your number? What?
So,
what page is it?
Page 197. So,
what? Sorry?
1975, which reads, the whole idea of supplementary questions is not to make a range of political statements about an issue, but to dig into an issue to test a minister's answers.
Oh, okay. So for those who are perhaps listening or viewing, who are uncertain what that means, there's a Speaker's ruling that says supplementaries should not be used for making political statements. The fact is, when there was a slightly political statement made, I didn't allow the question. Can't know what the question is until it's made. The second point is that if we were to get strict on that, then there would be a significant number of questions that don't get asked. So I thank the member for calling that attention to the House. It's something everyone should bear in mind, but there's nothing further to do here.
Supplementary. Kia ora. Does he agree with New Zealand First that there are no treaty principles, only articles? And if so, will he be replacing the principles he's removing from 28 pieces of legislation with the articles of Te Tiriti o Waitangi?
We want to have maximum clarity so we can get things done in this country, and that means that when we have a treaty principles reference, it's specific to the legislation that it's involved with.
Does he still believe he has lived up to his own statement that, quote, the treaty is our past, present and future. It has shaped the country we have become, and the obligation it imposes on both sides will always be with us, end quote. Given his government has introduced the Treaty Principles Bill, which serves to redefine the treaty and to remove the treaty from 28 pieces of legislation, is he misleading the country and fallacious?
In answer to the first leg of the question, yes.
This government, and unfortunately the expressions from both the Prime Minister and the Deputy, is behind the times in terms of the feeling that is now embodied in the people of this country. And what was manifest in that magnificent hikoi yesterday that turned up here in its tens of thousands was that the majority of New Zealanders support a principle of unity. From yesterday, we have a movement that will take us to constitutional transformation that will fulfil the obligations and the promise of Te Tiriti o Waitangi. We as a nation are stronger when we stand together. And that is the promise that was always embodied in Te Tiriti o Waitangi. The motion was put to this House that Māori never ceded sovereignty, and it was actually allowed to be voted on as a genuine matter of conscience. I believe that even now, this House and the members of it would vote in support of that motion. Well, I would love if the Deputy Prime Minister would support that motion being put, and let's see what happens. And that indeed will sweep away the hatred and the division embodied by the likes of Hobson's Pledge. It will sweep it away in a movement of unity that establishes the true promise of Te Tiriti.